The Dallas Cowboys find themselves navigating through one of the most challenging stretches of their offseason as the injury bug continues to bite hard, shaking the core of their roster just as they ramp up toward the preseason. Over the last several days, the practice fields have been a whirlwind of concern, as key players have been forced to leave sessions early, hobbling off with various injuries that threaten to cloud the team's momentum. The sense of frustration is palpable, not just among the coaching staff, but also within the fan base, who are watching their beloved squad struggle to stay healthy ahead of a new campaign filled with high expectations. First up, the sight of Dakota Shepley limping off the field after what looks to be a nasty ankle issue was a hard one to take. Though the exact severity is yet to be confirmed, there's talk of a potential high ankle sprain, which is notorious for lingering recovery times and causing headaches for medical teams. What makes these kinds of injuries so problematic is that they often come with uncertainty. The player might be sidelined longer than anticipated, which puts additional pressure on the depth chart. The Cowboys, who have been dealing with injuries throughout camp, certainly cannot afford to have a key contributor like Shepley unavailable for an extended period. Every setback chips away at the team's ability to build cohesion and install game plans effectively. Meanwhile, Jaden Blue's injury scare stirred up even more worry, especially after he had to leave Thursday's practice early. Blue was involved in a play where he took a harsh face mask penalty, courtesy of Sam Williams, a mistake the Cowboys simply cannot afford from their defenders in such a critical stage of preparation. The visuals were concerning. Blue was clearly limping heavily as he hobbled off, supported by teammates and staff. Yet, in a bit of relief, he was later seen walking around in street clothes, without the need for a boot on his ankle. That small detail sparked cautious optimism that maybe, just maybe, the damage was not as bad as it initially seemed. Stephen Jones weighed in, indicating that he didn't believe Blue's injury was overly serious, which is something the Cowboys desperately need to hear as they brace for the preseason. Still, the question mark around Blue's availability lingers, hanging over the coaching staff's heads like a storm cloud. The running back room is already thin, and losing a player like him could force Dallas to lean heavily on a less experienced group. Miles Sanders, another critical figure in the backfield, was conspicuously absent from practice, leaving fans to wonder when, or if, he will be ready to contribute this season. On the brighter side, Javonte Williams, Hunter Lipke, and Phil Mafah all took part in drills, trying to keep things moving despite the setbacks. Deuce Vaughn, notably, was back on the field wearing pads but did not participate in team drills, leaving his game-time status for the preseason in a bit of limbo. The running back situation feels like a puzzle that still needs several pieces to fall into place, without solid clarity on who will be ready when the coaching staff is walking a tightrope, balancing the risk of pushing injured players too hard against the urgency of getting the offense in rhythm. Preseason games will be crucial for evaluating the depth chart and seeing which players can step up when called upon. With some names still sidelined or limited, the opportunities for lesser-known athletes to prove themselves increase significantly, which adds another layer of intrigue to the team's preparation phase. Over on the offensive side, the tight end group also faces its share of uncertainty. Jake Ferguson took a heavy blow during recent practice, a forearm or elbow shot to the back delivered by Kenneth Murray while working near the red zone. The hit left Ferguson grimacing in pain, forcing him to retreat to the locker room. Although he returned later, clearly he was still feeling the impact. Stephen Jones shared that the injury might not be severe, but given how thin the tight end position is, every little injury counts and could affect game plans moving forward. The Cowboys have a few options in that area. Hunter Lipke has been filling in and even took some tight end reps, but his performance has been uneven, notably fumbling a catch during practice, a costly error when fighting for a roster spot. Adding to the tight end uncertainty is Princeton Fant, who is also sidelined with an unspecified injury. Fant's absence leaves the Cowboys scrambling a bit, especially considering how important the tight end is to the offensive schemes Mike McCarthy and his staff have been working on. Depth at this position isn't just about filling numbers. It's about versatility, blocking, route running, and providing Dak Prescott with reliable targets. With multiple players hurt, the group's ability to deliver those critical contributions is under pressure as camp progresses. Defensively, the Cowboys have not been spared from the injury woes either. Micah Parsons, one of the team's brightest stars, has been notably absent from practice in recent days, sparking speculation and concern. Even Jerry Jones wasn't present during these sessions, which raised eyebrows across the fan community and analysts alike. Despite rumors swirling about contract negotiations or possible holdouts, reports suggest there are no current discussions or major developments happening behind the scenes. Parsons is still with the team, just not on the field during practice hours. The situation is being watched closely because if he were to extend his absence, it could trigger complicated scenarios that impact the team's season trajectory significantly. Micah Parsons is not just a defensive player. He's a cornerstone of the Cowboys' identity and one of the most explosive talents in the league. His ability to disrupt offenses and make game-changing plays is unmatched, and anytime he's off the field, the defense feels the void. The fact that he is currently out of practice but still at the facility hints at a delicate balance, perhaps related to rest or management, but also underscores how precarious his status could be if things were to change. For fans and coaches alike, it's a reminder of how fragile a team's plans can be when key players' availability is uncertain. Elsewhere on defense, there have been a mix of good and bad news. The cornerback group is dealing with some bumps and bruises. John Stevens and other players like Brevin Spann are managing injuries, which forces the coaching staff to shuffle the lineup and test depth in a unit that needs to be sharp against the increasingly potent passing offenses in the league. Defensive backs have to be in peak shape to keep up with speedy receivers and dynamic offensive schemes, so any injury-related disruption could have a ripple effect come game day. The mood around the Cowboys training camp this year has shifted compared to recent seasons. Under Mike McCarthy's earlier tenure, there was praise for how well the team managed player health during camp, using load management strategies to keep players fresh and reduce injury risk. This year, however, it seems the team is grappling with more frequent setbacks, leading to frustration from both inside and outside the locker room. It's no secret that injuries can derail even the most talented squads, and Dallas is now facing the harsh reality of fighting through adversity just to stay on track. Milton's performances in practice hint at a young talent eager to seize any opportunity to prove himself. His throws have caught attention not only because of the distance and velocity, but also due to his composure when facing defensive pressure. Although he has mainly gone up against backup defenders, the preseason games will test him against tougher competition, offering a better gauge of his readiness. For Dallas, nurturing emerging talent like Milton is key to ensuring the franchise remains competitive beyond the immediate future. As the team moves closer to the start of the preseason, every practice and every injury update becomes a critical piece of the puzzle. The Cowboys must balance pushing players to perform and improving team chemistry while managing health concerns that could impact their depth and effectiveness. The coaching staff is under pressure to adapt quickly, find reliable backups, and prepare for all scenarios. Fans are watching closely, eager for positive signs, but wary of the mounting injury toll. Dallas Cowboys' journey through training camp this year has been a roller coaster of emotions, with flashes of potential overshadowed by nagging injuries. The resilience of the team will be tested in the coming weeks as they finalize their roster and ramp up for the season opener. Every player who returns healthy adds a layer of hope, while every new injury reminds everyone how thin the margin between success and struggle can be in professional football. The unfolding story of this Cowboys squad is far from over. The battles on the practice field and the health of the roster will shape their season in profound ways. As the team pushes through adversity, the passion of the players and coaches to succeed remains evident. The road ahead demands grit and focus, with the eyes of a dedicated fan base fixed firmly on every update, every play, and every step toward redemption. As the days roll by at the Cowboys training camp, the buzz around the facility remains thick with anticipation and tension. The grind of preseason preparation is always an intense time, but this year it carries an extra weight given the string of injuries that have plagued the roster. Every session on the practice field becomes a test of endurance and adaptability, forcing players and coaches alike to dig deep and adjust on the fly. The reality of professional football is ruthless. No matter how talented a team might be on paper, if key contributors are sidelined or limited, the entire game plan can unravel. One of the most pressing concerns has been the ongoing question mark surrounding Miles Sanders. As one of the featured backs expected to bolster the offense, his continued absence from practice has created a ripple effect through the entire backfield. Sanders' ability to contribute in both the running and passing games was supposed to add a new dimension to Dallas' offense. Yet his lingering injury status keeps his availability for the regular season shrouded in uncertainty. The coaching staff silence on a clear timetable only fuels speculation and anxiety among fans who want to see the full complement of weapons ready to unleash on opponents. This uncertainty places additional responsibility on players like Javonte Williams and Deuce Vaughn. Williams, who has been able to participate fully in practice drills, is now more than ever a crucial piece of the puzzle, tasked with stepping up his game and filling any gaps left by sideline teammates. Deuce Vaughn's situation is a bit more complex. While he has been spotted in full pads and making strides toward returning to full participation, his lack of involvement in team drills leaves questions about just how soon he might be ready for live preseason action. The Cowboys will need every healthy running back they can get, as the physical demands of the position and the toll of an NFL season require depth and durability. Meanwhile, the tight end situation continues to draw scrutiny. Jake Ferguson's recent injury underscores the fragile nature of that position for Dallas this offseason. Ferguson, known for his reliable hands and red zone presence, represents a vital target for Dak Prescott. When he goes down, it not only diminishes the offensive arsenal, but also forces the coaching staff to reconsider the strategic approach to play calling. Hunter Lipke, who has been filling in tight end reps in practice, has shown flashes of potential, but also moments of frustration, most notably with a drop catch that could have been a momentum-swinging play. In the NFL, every catch counts, especially for players battling to secure a roster spot, making those errors more costly than they might seem to casual observers. Princeton fans' continued absence adds another layer of complexity to this already delicate tight end group. His physicality and blocking ability were expected to provide balance to the offense, and his injury leaves a hole that the Cowboys have yet to fully address. Depth here is not merely a luxury, it's a necessity. When injuries hit multiple players in the same position group, the domino effect can be devastating. Coaches have to juggle player assignments, experiment with personnel, and sometimes ask athletes to play out of their natural roles to compensate. This fluidity can disrupt timing and chemistry, two critical elements for offensive success. On the defensive side, the absence of Micah Parsons from practice has been one of the most talked about developments of the week. Parsons is not just a player. He's a cornerstone of the Cowboys' defensive identity. His presence on the field has a ripple effect, creating pressure that disrupts opposing quarterbacks and allowing teammates to execute their assignments with more freedom. When Parsons is missing, it's not just a hole in the lineup. It's a challenge to the entire defensive strategy. Though reports suggest no ongoing contract disputes or major off-field issues, his absence remains a curious and concerning development that the team and fans are watching closely. Jerry Jones' absence from practice on the same day added fuel to the speculation fire. For an owner known for being deeply involved in all aspects of the franchise, missing camp raises questions. Was it a planned break, a strategic move, or something more? Regardless of the reason, his absence during such a critical juncture has drawn intense focus from observers, creating an atmosphere thick with rumors and what-ifs. The intertwining of Parsons and Jones' non-participation creates a narrative of uncertainty, casting shadows over the stability of the team as they prepare to enter a demanding season. The defense, aside from Parsons' situation, has seen its share of struggles and challenges as well. Injuries to cornerbacks like John Stevens and others have forced the staff to shuffle defensive backfield personnel and experiment with combinations that can cover speedy wide receivers and complex offensive formations. The cornerback group's health is paramount in today's pass-heavy NFL, and any disruption can lead to breakdowns that opponents will exploit. The pressure is on these players to step up, learn quickly, and perform flawlessly under the spotlight of preseason evaluation. Despite the hurdles, there have been encouraging developments as well. Players like Joe Milton have brought energy and hope to the quarterback room. Milton's arm strength and ability to deliver deep throws with accuracy have impressed coaches and teammates alike. The sports world in the United States was recently stirred by an unexpected announcement that has generated considerable buzz and speculation among fans, analysts, and insiders alike. The Dallas Cowboys, one of the most iconic franchises in the NFL, reportedly stunned the nation by declaring their intention to acquire Sam Ficken, the Australian-born kicker currently with the Detroit Lions. This move, if it materializes, could signal a seismic shift in the team's special team strategy and roster composition. Ficken, known for his reliable leg and steady performance under pressure, has developed a reputation as a dependable kicker since entering the league. The Cowboys, who have experienced fluctuating success in their kicking game over recent seasons, might view this rumored acquisition as a strategic effort to shore up an area of concern. While no official contract details or confirmations have been released, the mere suggestion of this signing has ignited fervent conversations across social media platforms and sports networks. Experts are speculating about the motivations behind Dallas's interest in Ficken, with some pointing to his impressive accuracy and clutch play as ideal for a team aiming to regain its competitive edge. Meanwhile, fans are divided between excitement and skepticism, pondering how an Australian player might adapt to the Cowboys' storied culture and expectations. Adding to the intrigue, this potential signing carries broader implications beyond the immediate tactical adjustments for the Cowboys. Sam Ficken's Australian roots introduce a fascinating international angle to the NFL's evolving landscape, which has increasingly embraced global talent. The league's gradual expansion into international markets has sparked conversations about the integration of players from diverse backgrounds and the potential impact on fan engagement worldwide. Should the Cowboys follow through with the acquisition, it might serve as a significant milestone, signaling a growing openness to recruiting international athletes who can bring unique skills and perspectives to American football. Australian players have previously made their mark in the NFL, but a high-profile move like this would likely amplify interest in the sport back in Australia, possibly inspiring a new generation of athletes to pursue careers in the NFL. Moreover, this development could influence the Cowboys' brand and marketing strategies, potentially tapping into global fan bases and expanding the team's reach. The murmurs around Ficken's arrival are also prompting questions about how the coaching staff plans to integrate him into their existing schemes and whether this shift will translate into improved results on the field. The rumor mill continues to churn with speculation about the specific terms and timeline of Sam Ficken's rumored transition from Detroit to Dallas. Insiders suggest that negotiations might be underway, though details remain tightly guarded, fueling curiosity and anticipation. Industry watchers are dissecting every piece of available information to gauge the potential impact on both teams involved. The Detroit Lions, facing their own roster decisions, may see this as an opportunity to restructure or focus resources elsewhere, depending on how the situation unfolds. For the Cowboys, acquiring Ficken could represent a calculated gamble aimed at securing a reliable kicking specialist who can perform under the intense pressure of high-stakes games. Analysts are debating whether this move might be part of a broader roster overhaul or a targeted effort to address a specific weakness identified in recent seasons. The timing of this possible transaction also adds layers of complexity, with training camps and preseason preparations on the horizon. How quickly Ficken could assimilate into the Cowboys system and establish chemistry with the special teams unit remains a key question, sparking further discussion about the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for all parties involved. Fans and commentators alike are eagerly weighing the potential benefits and risks associated with this unexpected news. The Cowboys' history is rich with legendary players and moments, and every roster decision is scrutinized with great passion. The possibility of welcoming an Australian player like Sam FICKEN introduces both excitement and uncertainty into the equation. Supporters are hopeful that his presence will bring stability and confidence to the kicking game, which has occasionally been a point of vulnerability for Dallas. Meanwhile, critics question whether the transition from the Lions to the Cowboys will be seamless or fraught with adjustment challenges. Cultural differences, team dynamics, and coaching philosophies all come into play as factors that could influence the ultimate success of this rumored move. Social media platforms are abuzz with debates, memes, and predictions, underscoring the profound engagement this news has generated. The dialogue extends beyond the technical aspects of the game, touching on broader themes of international talent integration, team identity, and the pressures of performing on one of the NFL's most visible stages. As the story develops, the ongoing speculation ensures that the rumor of Sam FICKEN's arrival in Dallas remains a hot topic among football enthusiasts. Ultimately, the unfolding narrative around the Dallas Cowboys' possible acquisition of Sam FICKEN embodies the dynamic and unpredictable nature of professional sports. Rumors like this reflect not only the strategic calculations of teams, but also the passionate investment of fans and media in every twist and turn. Should the deal come to fruition, it could mark a notable chapter in the Cowboys' storied history and signal new directions in player recruitment and team-building philosophies. For Sam FICKEN, this would represent a significant career move, offering fresh opportunities and challenges in a new environment. Even as official confirmations remain elusive, the buzz generated by this potential signing underscores the powerful role of rumors in shaping sports discourse and fan engagement. As observers continue to monitor developments, the excitement and speculation surrounding this story are likely to persist, illustrating how a single rumored transaction can captivate an entire football community and fuel endless conversations about the future of the game. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.